Cleopatra VII, the last pharaoh of Egypt. Cleopatra VII Philopator, commonly known as Cleopatra, remains one of the most intriguing and iconic figures in history. Her life, filled with drama, romance, and political intrigue, has captured the imagination of countless generations. As the last active ruler of the Ptolemaic Kingdom of Egypt, Cleopatra's story is one of both grand achievement and ultimate tragedy. This detailed article delves into her childhood, education, rise to power, reign, and significant affairs, painting a comprehensive picture of her remarkable life. Cleopatra was born in 69 BCE in Alexandria, Egypt, to Ptolemy XII Auletes, the Pharaoh of Egypt, and his wife, Cleopatra V. Tryphena. Her early years were marked by the opulence of the Ptolemaic dynasty, which ruled Egypt after the death of Alexander the Great and the subsequent division of his empire. Cleopatra's family was of Macedonian Greek descent, and they had ruled Egypt since the death of Alexander in 323 BCE. Her exact birth date is uncertain, but she was likely born in 69 or 68 BCE. As the daughter of a pharaoh, Cleopatra was raised in the lavish environment of the royal palace in Alexandria. Her early life was steeped in the luxuries of the Hellenistic world, but also in the political machinations that characterized her family's rule. From a young age, Cleopatra was educated in the arts of governance, philosophy, and languages. Unlike many of her predecessors, she was known for her exceptional intellect. Cleopatra was fluent in several languages, including Greek, Egyptian, and Latin. Her education was supervised by the most renowned scholars of the time, who imparted to her not only knowledge but also the skills required to navigate the complex political landscape of Egypt and the wider Mediterranean world. Cleopatra's education also included the study of Egyptian religion and culture, which was essential for a ruler who intended to align herself with the native traditions of Egypt. Her deep understanding of Egyptian customs and her ability to speak the language helped her gain the support of her subjects, who saw her as a legitimate and capable ruler. Cleopatra's journey to the throne was marked by political intrigue and familial conflict. Her father, Ptolemy XII, was a controversial figure whose reign was fraught with political instability. Upon his death in 51 BCE, Cleopatra, at around 18 years old, was thrust into power alongside her 10-year-old brother, Ptolemy XIII. Initially, Cleopatra was the primary ruler, with her brother serving as a puppet under her control. However, political turmoil soon emerged. Cleopatra's reign was challenged by her brother's advisors, who sought to consolidate power for him. The kingdom was plunged into a civil war, and Cleopatra was eventually forced into exile. Her return to power came with the help of Julius Caesar, who had become embroiled in the Egyptian civil war. In 48 BCE, Julius Caesar arrived in Alexandria, seeking to establish a strategic alliance with Cleopatra. Their meeting was historic and politically charged. Cleopatra famously entered Caesar's presence wrapped in a carpet, a dramatic gesture that has been immortalized in various works of art and literature. Cleopatra and Caesar quickly became lovers, and their relationship was both personal and political. Their affair resulted in the birth of a son, Caesion, in 47 BCE. Caesar's support enabled Cleopatra to reclaim her throne from her brother, who was eventually defeated and drowned in the Nile. Cleopatra's relationship with Caesar solidified her position as queen and allowed her to strengthen her hold over Egypt. However, Caesar's assassination in 44 BCE left Cleopatra in a precarious position. She had to navigate the shifting power dynamics of Rome while maintaining her influence in Egypt. Following Caesar's death, Cleopatra aligned herself with Mark Antony, one of Rome's most powerful generals. Their relationship began as a political alliance but soon developed into a passionate affair. Cleopatra and Antony had 3 children together: Alexander Aelios, Ptolemy Philadelphus, and Cleopatra Selene II. Their union was marked by grand displays of wealth and power, including elaborate public spectacles and ambitious political schemes. Cleopatra and Antony's alliance was aimed at countering the influence of Octavian, the future Emperor Augustus, Caesar's heir and Antony's rival. Their joint rule over Egypt and the eastern Mediterranean was seen as a direct challenge to Rome's dominance. The political and military rivalry between Antony and Octavian culminated in the Battle of Actium in 31 BCE. Cleopatra and Antony's forces were decisively defeated by Octavian's fleet. Following their defeat, Antony and Cleopatra retreated to Alexandria, where they faced inevitable capture. In 30 BCE, as Octavian's forces closed in on Alexandria, Antony and Cleopatra chose to end their lives rather than be paraded in Rome as captives. Antony was the first to die, followed by Cleopatra, who reportedly took her own life using a snake bite, though the exact method remains a subject of debate. Cleopatra's legacy is one of complex and multifaceted influence. As the last pharaoh of Egypt, she is remembered for her intelligence, political acumen, and the dramatic end of her reign. Her life and reign are often portrayed as a series of strategic alliances and passionate affairs, but they were also marked by her efforts to preserve the independence of Egypt amidst the expanding power of Rome. Her legacy has been perpetuated through various works of literature, theatre, and film, including Shakespeare's play, Antony and Cleopatra, and the 1963 film starring Elizabeth Taylor. Cleopatra remains a symbol of both the grandeur and the vulnerability of Egypt's last great dynasty. Cleopatra VII's life is a compelling narrative of power, romance, and tragedy. From her education and rise to power to her dramatic alliances and ultimate downfall, Cleopatra's story continues to captivate historians and the public alike. Her reign marked the end of an era for Egypt and the beginning of a new chapter in Roman history, leaving a lasting imprint on the annals of time.